We back. We back. We back. We back. Hey everybody. Shout out once again to the replay gang and the cloud watchers and the man himself, Mr. TSM, rapper, doing big things on a Friday night. How you doing again, TSM?
I am doing great. I have no complaints right now. Just kind of relaxing in front of the fireplace. I figured that we do a 30 minute just because that completed. I want Mrs. Who is it? Senorita? Was that Senorita on it?
Yes, for McDonald, that was Senorita.
Who? No, no, no. Okay, so okay, hold on. Yeah, I had a long day. I'm confusing myself. Who did the head, shoulders, knees, and toes?
Momo.
They sound so much alike. Oh my God. Okay, well, that's what just got completed. And it took me a freaking minute because, like I say, go back to one of the children beats that I already made, and I had to sample the head, shoulders. And I just hope y'all like it. It took me a while to do it. No, I wouldn't say it took me a while, but I had to do like a lot of, because what happened with, what happens, right? I'm going to explain to you this way. I got the vocals before y'all can hear what the beat sound like. Hey, Fayum, thank you for coming in. We appreciate that. Y'all sent me the vocals before, like I didn't even know y'all was sending me those vocals, so it just came out of nowhere. And it's easier to it is easier to hear a beat and then come up with vocals than you getting the vocals first and then having to come up with a beat. But
Listen, I already gave you the backstory on what happened. You trying to cause wars over here. You know they very competitive. Momo was like, "No, y'all ain't about to leave me out."
yeah, so the song just got finished. How long did that even take me to put together? What would you say, about an hour or something like that?
Yeah, you was gone for a minute. Yeah, you was gone for a minute.
Because I'm the type of project in front of me. I like to at least start on it so I can know what I'm dealing with. I ain't saying I gotta finish the whole thing, but once I get a project in front of me, I like to start on it so I can know what I'm dealing with. That was.
That makes sense because you're a perfectionist. That's
And
that
I'm glad,
perfectionist.
you know what? You stopped me in the right. I read that message. Am I going right? I read that message at the right time. Do you know? I was just, as a matter of fact, I had created the artwork for that song, and I was just fixing to put Senorita's face on the cover with me. And so now that I know it's Momo, I'll just go and re-add her. And so you stopped me at the right moment because I think I did it yesterday. Then you send me then you send me I'm sorry, that was thrown off by the comments. Oh my God. You said I sent you the wrong person's face the other day. They're not like yesterday or so when we did the other song. You
You
just like,
did.
and I was about to make the same mistake again. I would think, I don't know. I would have thought that Senorita would have um a complete different tone and voice than Momo does because they sound like they're the same age. Like the way they sound, you would think they're the same age, and it's like a
I don't know. They sound different to me, but I don't
man. You've been
know.
around them. You've been around them their whole life, so of course
They
they'll
sound
sound
different.
different to you.
Yeah, you about to cause some ruckus around here. You get that wrong. They're gonna be looking at me. I'm like, nope.
Well,
Mama
we
right here. Mama right here. She paying very close attention to everything that's being
um
said.
well,
She
for the
right
most part,
here.
it's definitely done. It's done. The song is done. It's put together. And another thing, right? I'll be hearing a lot of these nursery rhymes, and I kind of like I would know some of them. I wouldn't know like I don't pretty much know the whole song, and I learned that song from her, and so all I knew was shoulders, knees, and toes. I knew nothing about eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. And so she taught me a song today. So I learned something today from a child.
Yep, that's her. That's what she wanted to do. So I was like, okay.
So, so what you got going on tonight, man?
Um, waiting. I'm still trying to figure. I mean, I know what you said on live. We have to talk about it after the live about sending the voiceovers, but mainly I'm just chilling. It's Friday. I'm chilling. I don't really have too much going on and stuff, so I'm chilling tonight.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'm chilling. Like somebody tried to invite. I'm like, bro, I do not go out. Like I am not a out person. They're like, yo, you don't have to bring anything. We want your personality. And I'm like, listen, I am fine. They would even said, oh, it's gonna be all white people there. You're gonna be comfortable. I said, listen, I am fine. I just don't. I mean, unless it was like a family event where like it was a movies or something like that. But I just like I'm not like I ain't really like I like to go out and have fun. Like it gotta be somebody that I like that I've been knowing for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It kind of feel like family. Like I don't just like I'm not too in for going out with other people. I don't know what their background look like. I don't know who they beefing with. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So even if they don't have a beef, I don't know what they got into before they then came here to pick me up. And I'm fine.
I'm a homebody too. I love being at home. I love being at home because I nah, I'm straight.
Thank you for coming through,
So
Janet and Miss Key Kitchen. I appreciate y'all.
welcome in everybody, and thank you for
Did you
joining
show
us.
Did you show up with some hot topics tonight, or you pretty much gonna wing it?
I have my hot topics because remember we were supposed to go live yesterday. Um, things that was circling around on social media, but the problem is I don't have my. We could talk about it. I just don't have my other phone. I lost my other phone. Hey, Tasty Peanut. Um, about what's going on to show you guys what I'm talking about. But one of the topics that was going around on social media yesterday that I had mentioned to you, TSM, about they talking about the common law that was in a beautiful bill, and I did my research on it, and it was just like that's not even in a beautiful bill. People just spending stuff on social media, because I was like, how is that gonna work? How is he even gonna be able to and force such a law? And basically, what I'm talking about is it's a common because people got this thing. I don't know where it comes from, but people got this thing to where common law, they think common law marriages exist in the US and they don't. That's just something people um have conjured up for themselves. Like they call each other husband and wife, whether they have children or whatever the case may be, but it's nothing that's written into law. So when I was going around, they were talking about how Trump was saying if you live with someone for 5 years and you whether you have children or not, the government can now deem you as being husband and wife. Especially if you and it's more targeted towards people who getting benefits from the state. That he's you know how people get like I guess like benefits for like housing, um what is it, Medicaid and food stamps and things like that, that instead of just adding that one person's income, they're adding both incomes because it was being said that it's too many people out here quote unquote shacking up and getting benefits and only one income is being counted versus both incomes. So it was said that according to August 1st of this year, which is what in the what is it next week? It's very very soon, August 1st. that you will be considered married if you've been together 5 years or more. So what do you think about that? It says as long as you claim you have to get a divorce.
I
Tism, what you think
mean,
about that?
it's for me. It's tricky, because it's like who's to say somebody been together for a certain amount of time? What's the proof? What does the proof looks like? What does documentation looks like? Uh,
They going by people's social security numbers, address, driver's license. I forget something else it was mentioned as well.
um, I don't. I think that's tricky for me to answer, right? Because I think it's gonna start. That's gonna start screwing up a lot of stuff. If they consider that as a marriage, how does like a prenup? How does all that stuff work? Like, how is that gonna work?
I don't know. I think it's what she said if that claim as a husband and wife. I think it's more geared towards people who, like I said, that are getting benefits from the state. And I guess just like Janice said, it's considered fraud that you living with somebody that's working and getting having additional income, but you're claiming that you're single, you're the only person that's working, and they looking at it like if you've been with this person 5 years and you getting benefits, we claiming both of y'all incomes, not just that one person. And you may not qualify for those benefits anymore, whether it be housing, Medicaid, food stamps, or what other benefits you might receiving. That's what it's targeted for. It's not, they're trying to get, from my understanding, from what I know about it, um, it's being said that it's supposed to go into effect August 1st of this year. And I'm just trying to figure out how you going to enforce that. Like, how you going to enforce a law? I mean, if a man ain't married you after 5 years, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you enforce? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot to me to unpack. It's like how do you enforce such a law? I mean, I understand that they want to prevent and combat fraud because there are situations
I
like
mean,
that. But at this,
that too. But it sounds like that pretty soon the United States isn't going to be the free country anymore. It seems like they're taking away a lot of our rights. I believe this falls in. I mean, I'm personally, that's my belief that this falls in as one of our rights. We have the right to make a decision whether we, should want to be married to someone or something, whether we want to do that or not. And as that get enforced, that's gonna be taking away one of our rights. It seems like they're
hi
slowly
Ryan.
taking away. What's going on, Ryan? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I just feel like it's taking away. It's gonna take away some rights. It's gonna stir up controversy. It's for me. Do I look at it as a bad thing? No, and yes. Yes, because they're trying to gain some kind of control, and it's just like yo. The overall for me is we country, right? We're supposed to have these rights. I don't know nothing about politics or nothing like that, but I do know we're supposed to have rights. And this is the free country. Everybody's dying to get to because we're free, the land of freedom. And how are we the land of freedom if they're constantly enforcing these laws, which kind of take away our rights?
I agree. I do agree. But it's like, you know, I mean, some things just really have been getting out of control over the years. And you know what I'm talking about, TSM. Some things are just people just have abused the system so much to the point to where it's need it can't get it, and people who don't deserve it shouldn't be getting it. But that was one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. My next topic was um about this young lady. She had been dating a guy who I believe he plays basketball. I forget what his name is, but he had been dating um someone for like a year, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So she sued him. And the basis of her lawsuit was that she claimed that she helped him with his career. Now, keep in mind, he had already had the money, he already had the endorsements, he already had brand deals and things of that nature long before he even knew she even existed. So when they broke up, she decided to, she said that she wanted to sue him for half of his assets, $500,000. She wanted him to pay her lawyer fees, court costs, and things of that nature. So the gag is she went through all of that, went to court, lost the case, and the judge wound up making her pay him that $500,000 instead of him. And I'll tell you what the loophole was bef- after I get you guys' opinion. What do you think about that? Because there is a loophole. He was very smart.
Well, um, as danky as it may sound, right? As danky as it may sound, she right. I agree with her. She should have sued him for something. She should have walked away with something. Hold on, I know. That's why I said as danky as it may sound. You have to remember, yo, get that beam off of me. You have to remember, and you should know this firsthand. You got normal relationships, right, out there in the open world. Then you have relationships that requires a different type of care, a different type of different type of perspective. Sometimes you even have to alter your mindset to be able to function a certain relationship with somebody. Let's be real. You had to adapt to being able to communicate way fast. You like, hold up, a message, you need a message back before like 30 seconds. Like if I'm 60 seconds late, you catching the attitude. You have to adapt to that type of stuff, right? You have to adapt to so many other things. It requires extra care when somebody's in a field or position to where they are a face of something. I mean, I'm a small freaking face, like you know what I'm saying? I'm a fraction of somebody who what I'm a fraction of something. You feel me? And you already know how I get, and you already know what needs to be required to meet my needs as an artist from a management standpoint of view. You have to separate yourself, and you know I'm telling the truth. You have to separate yourself from the person you are from the manager that you are. Once you're in a manager role, that's a totally different person, and that's somebody you never thought you had to be. That manager character, persona, whatever you call it, that's something you never thought you had to deal with. You had to make changes. Listen, that's right now if something happens to where you are no longer my manager, I'm required to say, yo, listen, this good versus evil project is still getting views. And she's the one that helped me with this, right? She's the one that was there through this. She's the one that directed this, that helped produce this, right? These are still generating views. Now, because she screwed up, just because you screwed up 3 times and we go our separate ways, you're not entitled to some of what you put in work for. Aren't you still going to be entitled for some of that you put in work for? Because you got to remember, a lot of things that we put in work for last forever. It's a lifetime situation. Sometimes people will put in work that ultimately deteriorate over the period of time. But you got some women, especially when they get, and I know what you're talking about. I watched a little bit of that. And that guy had some, he had some clout, he had some money, he had some things going on. There's no way he's just gonna get with a woman that's not doing exactly what he needs to be done. Once she got with him, she had to change who she was. She had to learn a lot of new things. And that comes with changing the mentality. And when you have to change your mentality for someone, that's a life changing thing. And I feel like, yo, she deserves some kind of compensation from the time she was with you, helping you out. Because there's no way she was with you and not putting in groundwork to help further your career. You might have had what you had when she came into the picture, but you still got to keep the dice rolling. There got to be somebody there to help you keep the dice rolling all the time as an artist, an entrepreneur, actor, whatever you is, you're gonna always have somebody on the side that's there, keep helping you keep the dice rolling, even if it's motivation. And that's what an artist or entrepreneur needs the most. Forget the audience, forget the clout. We need that one person on our side cheering us on at all times, no matter what. And she was that for him. And I feel like if he wasn't going to offer it, she should definitely take it into court. And I'm kind of upset that she didn't win and she had to pay. And I feel like that has something to do with him having a nice lawyer team and having the amount of money he had versus what she had. If it was a fair case, a fair trial at all, she would have won and he would have had to pay something. But somebody somewhere in the midst got paid off. We talk about these loopholes all the time, or this behind the scene action that we never get to see. Like when we're talking about the police officers, they don't always just go to the academy because they deserve to be there. They got somebody pulling strings. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, when it comes to big court cases like that, money is what plays the role. That money and those lawyers, the truth have nothing to do with it. You can be as truthful as possible. The next person can be as guilty as possible. If you just ain't got that money to back up with those lawyers, then you just gonna be in trouble. And I feel like she deserved what she was trying to get from him. You have to put yourself in a position sometimes too. It's not the fact that he had the money when she came into the picture. It's the fact that she somehow helped him maintain what's going on. He's a 5-star person. He's not gonna get with somebody that's not doing nothing. He's gonna get with somebody that's cheering him on in his circle. We can be as confident as ever. There could be 1,000 people on this live, and I could feel very, very, very confident. I ain't gonna feel like nothing if I don't have none of my cheerleaders here. If I ain't got you here, Virginia, somebody here to say, yo, I'm here with you, TSM. I'm Paprika, somebody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mean a lot to me. And even if we go separate ways, it's gonna be something still up on my channel to represent y'all. Prime example, we got two young ladies that don't even support no more. They totally left the community. They put in some groundwork. Those songs that I did with those two young ladies are still up. I didn't take them down. They deserve some kind of groundwork for the work that they put in.
See, my thing with the story was to share the complete story with you is that her net worth was worth $1 million. She only knew him for 1 year, and she felt like she was entitled to half of everything that he owned. We talking half. She wanted his properties, his vehicles, his money, any brand deals, any endorsements that he have. She wanted half of that. Now keep in mind he had all these things before they even got together as a couple. Okay.
Well, hold
Her
on.
part.
Hold on. See, that's where the power of manipulation comes into play. A lot of men, especially when they are in position like that and they got a lot of money like that, sometimes we make life changing promises to women. We want y'all to alter yourselves in a different manner due to all of these. Who's to say, dude, and say, yo, half it, we together, all of this is half of this is yours. She felt like half of it was hers for a reason. We never get to see what goes on behind the scenes most for the most part. But like I say, a man with a wealthy man is a very manipulative man. Listen to me, a wealthy man is a very manipulative man. It could be a woman like you, very mind strong, saying, what? I don't care how much money dude got. If he didn't treat me like the queen that I am, if he didn't treat me right, then whatever. Trust me, you get in the room with that man, that wealthy man, 5 to 10 minutes, he gonna have you thinking differently. Even if you don't see the money that he has, he's gonna have you thinking differently. A wealthy man is a dangerous man and a very manipulative man. We never get to see the insides all the time. She felt like she was entitled for some reason. She could have been thinking like you, like, I ain't no half of this ain't mine. He had this before I came. What promises was dude making to her when they probably were sleeping together, or when they were, what all promises was he making to her? She felt like that for a reason. But go ahead though. I definitely want to see your I want to try to understand your take on
The loophole was he started off very young when he got his contract, and his mother had control over all of that, over everything, his house, his
You said,
everything,
let me stop you
and
right
that
there.
was.
Let me hold on, let me stop you
Mhm.
right there. That's what I was just telling you about. He was manipulative at a young age, where he knew to have all of that stuff in his mom's name. He knew what he was doing. That's what I'm telling you, man. The
And
power, the
that's
wealth is
why.
on
And
it.
so they looked at her income, which her net worth was $1 million versus he had, and they in turn made her pay $500,000 to him, and he didn't have to pay her anything. That was the loophole.
And that's
That
what
was
I
the
was just
loophole.
trying to tell you. And
That was
that
that
falls
was the
into
loophole.
that's manipulation at its finest. He
That
knew
was
what he
the
was doing early
loophole.
on. That's what I'm
That was
saying.
the loophole.
If he can manipulate the system like that, then what was he saying to the lady like that? You got to understand. This man manipulated the system. So what do you think you? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
I mean, I understand it. I do understand it because I was just like, because when I was listening to the story, she was adamant about, because people were asking her, like, what did you do that you felt entitled to have in his assets and whatever? And she talked about how she would cook for him, lay out his clothes for him when he would go to different events, how she would be on his arm when they had like industry events that she would go to, things like that. But it was nothing ever like business wise or whatever. It was more or less like what I would consider you would want to do for your man anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like who don't want to feed their man? Who, you know what I'm saying? Like my phone is overheating. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. My phone is like
but
super, super hot.
she had everything had to be done perfectly. You know that. So it's like she wanted to, but it had to be did his way. If it was one day his way, boy,
I don't know. It just, to me, it just seemed kind of, I was just like, wow, that's something to where, that's just really, really tricky because I'm just like a half a mil. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it was just, I'm like
let me.
a
Well, what is
year
somebody's
ago.
income? That's unfair too, though. Like, what does somebody's income have to do with them suing somebody? Like, yo, so if I slap Justin Bieber, right, and he tried to sue me, and they say, "Y'all, Justin, like you can't sue TSM because your income is you got 5.5 billion already." Like, how the hell does that work? And I think you froze on me. Oh, she said her phone was overheating, so she must have died. All right, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is end this. At least she froze, not looking crazy. I should take a screenshot of this and just calm her later during the live stream. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Much respect. Shout out to the background watchers. I know I got a few background watchers. Shout out to y'all. Um, Nisha Lee, what's happening? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. We just about to wrap this up. Yo, make sure that y'all go check out the music, man, and make sure that y'all definitely supporting and um, hitting that. My bad. These kids is just these kids is wild. Yeah, look like. Yeah. I appreciate you. Good night, Paprika. Thank you for being in the background watching, holding me down as always. Y'all check out my music. Let me know what y'all think of the children's nursery rhymes as we got more dropping. Until next time, people.